what is biology? Biology is it indicates bio indicates the living thing. Okay, logy means to study. Biology is the study of all living things in this universe. Father of biology is Aristotle. Biology combines two. One is botany and zoology. So the combined study of botany and zoology is called biology. Means what? The combined study of flora and fauna is called biology. What are living things? Things which can move, grow, breathe and reproduce are called living things. Example, plants, animals, human being. Okay, non-living, this is a plant, so it is a living thing. Okay, whereas non-living things cannot grow, move, breathe or reproduce. Okay, those are called non-living things. Example, furniture, phone, pen, table, etc. Here it is a pen, it is a non-living thing. What are organisms? The components are organized, which means they fit and work together. For this reason, living things are called organisms. Okay, the living things which are not alive are also called as organisms. So these are some of the organisms. This is a microorganism, amoeba. It can be viewed only through microscope. It's a dog and a plant and a human. So these are all organisms. Okay. So penguin at polar region, bird at nest, cactus in desert, lotus in pond, camel in desert. These are the habitats. Okay, so camel lives only in the desert. Okay, lotus will live in the pond alone, not in ocean. Okay, so those are the habitats. A habitat is a place where an organism makes a home for their food, protection and reproduction. Example, penguin at polar region. Those examples we have seen now. Okay, so let us have introduction to biodiversity. What is biodiversity? We may see more living things at our environment. Okay, a dog, a cat or a spider or a lizard and mosquito, snake, snail, plant, plantain tree, coconut tree and butterfly, whatever. So there are a lot of living things at our environment. So these living things diverse itself to live together. Okay, so biodiversity is a short for biological diversity. Biological diversity means what? Diversity or variety of plants and animals and other living things in a particular area or region. So definition of biodiversity is, it is defined as the variety and variability of life on earth as well as to communities like plants, animals, fungi and other microorganisms, okay, that they form and the habitats in which they live. Okay, the father of biodiversity is Edward O. Wilson. So, what is the definition of ecosystem? The ecosystem is made up of all living and non-living things in an area. Okay, this includes all the plants, animals, and other living things that make up the communities of life in an area. Okay, an ecosystem also includes the non-living materials. For example, water, rock, soil, and sand. Example for this ecosystem is a pond ecosystem. Okay, you may see a variety of fish in the ocean in between the species. Okay, within the species also, in between the species means you may see turtle, fish both swimming in the ocean. So plants and animals that lives in the ocean. So these are all the ecosystem. Okay, father of ecology is Alexander von Humboldt. Okay, so animals and plants that live in this ocean, this is a pond ecosystem. So how do we differentiate and group all creatures in the world? An ant, and bug, lizard, butterfly, and many other living organisms out there in our earth, in our universe. Okay, bacteria, microorganisms, plants, animals. Okay, so millions of animals and plants are there. How do we keep them in order? Okay, we should have some order now to follow these are small animals and these are domestic or wild, these are microbes, like that we have to categorize them. So for that a term is there called binomial nomenclature. So you can differentiate a cat and a tiger here through this binomial nomenclature. Okay, you can see the similarities in cat and tiger, but both are from different species. Okay, so a coconut tree and a palm tree and a date palm, these are from same category, but we have to differentiate this through the binomial nomenclature only. You can see the similarities of these three trees. Need for classification. Classification makes the study of organism easy. Okay, it helps us to identify an organism belonging to a group by its characteristic features. It helps us to know the similarities and differences in the structure of organisms. It also helps to understand how the different kinds of organisms evolved to form simple forms by the organs being modified in different ways. Classification enables to understand how the different groups of organisms are interrelated. So these are the need for classification. So earlier the classification was based on the biologist or an expert in the branch of science that deals with biology. Okay, they only classified. To study the diversity of life, biologists use a classification system and the name to name the organism and group them in a logical manner. So taxonomy is the science of naming, describing, classifying the organisms, which includes all plants, animals, microorganisms created in the world, present in the world. Okay, the field of microbiology that deals with the classifying of organisms is called taxonomy. Okay, so he's a botanist, Carolus Linnaeus. He is the father of modern taxonomy. Okay, taxonomy is the science of naming, describing, classifying organisms and which includes all plants, animals and microorganisms. Okay. So definition for taxonomy is it's a branch of biology that deals with the study of classification of organisms. Okay. So Linnaeus is considered as the founder for binomial system of nomenclature and originated of modern scientific classification of plants and as well as animals. So binomial nomenclature is a formal naming system for living things that all scientists use. Each and every scientist will use the same name for that particular species. Okay, it gives every species a two part of scientific name. All the scientific names of organisms are usually in Latin. Latin is a language. Okay, so usually the name is scientific name is written in italics. Italics means the slanted text. You can see two text here. Biology is in a normal mode of text, and here you can see a slanted mode of text, that is called italics. The scientific name of this dog is Canis lupus. Okay, and for human it is Homo sapiens. You can see two parts of word, and both are written near slanted way. It means what? Italics, and the first letter is in capital, and first word is capital, and the second letter, other letters are in smaller. Okay, here also you can see the first letter is in capital. So binomial nomenclature rules. There are some rules for binomial nomenclature. You can see the Homo sapiens is the scientific name for the human. Okay, identifying the here Homo is the genus and sapiens is the species. Okay, two words. First word denotes the genus and second word denotes the species name. Okay, so identifying the organism by the genus and species name is the first rule of binomial nomenclature. There exist two words. The name of the genus starts with a capital letter. The name of the species starts with the small letter. So the entire word needs to be in italics. Okay, if the name is written in hand, I mean it is handwritten, it should be underlined. For example, Homo sapiens. Okay, so two words are there. First letter is in caps. Okay, so these are the names that are important because they allow people throughout the world to communicate without misunderstanding about animal species. Okay, there are hierarchy of classification. It means what now? A particular animal or a living organism should be classified under some category. Okay, so the classification of living things includes 7 levels: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. So this is the order. Kingdom is the greater one. Okay, so and species is the smallest of the levels. So for example, the scientific name of a dog is given as what? Canis lupus. So Canis is the genus, species is the lupus is the species. You can see the order here. Okay, last two. The kingdom is Animalia, the phylum is Chordata, class is Mammalia, order is Carnivora, family is Canidae. Okay, so this is how you have to classify the scientific living organism. Okay, this is the scientific classification of the living organism. Okay, here you can see a human. The kingdom of human is Animalia, phylum is Chordata, class is Mammalia, order is Primates, family is Hominidae. Okay, Hominidae. Okay, genus is Homo and species is Sapiens. So this is what the order. Okay, it's the hierarchy of classification. Okay, now let us look into the biodiversity briefly. Okay, what is identification? It is the process of assigning a pre-existing taxon name to an individual organism. Okay, so there are more common form of identification. Okay, identification of the organism to the common names. Scientific name for this lion is Panthera leo. Okay, the generic name or the genus denotes the group of things and it is the first part of the species name. So lion oda first part of என்னன்னா genus. Okay, the species oda the living organism oda first part genus, that is called generic name. Okay, that is Panthera, and the specific epithet or species name is the second part of the species name, that is called leo here. So the scientific name of the lion is Panthera leo. Similarly, the scientific name of the mango is Mangifera indica. The common name is mango. System for biological nomenclature. There are many systems that we are following internationally. ICBN is the international code for botanical nomenclature. It was replaced by International Code of Nomenclature (ICN) for algae, fungi, and plants. Okay, ICNCP is the international code for nomenclature for cultivated plants. It's also known as the Cultivated Plant Code. Hybrid categorized plants are produced. Okay, by the scientists. So they should have a code. So that is called ICNCP. Okay, ICZN, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. ICNP is International Code for Nomenclature for Prokaryotes. Formerly the International Code for Nomenclature of Bacteria. It was. ICVN is International Code for Viral Nomenclature. ICTV is International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. So paleobotany. What is paleobotany? It is a branch of botany dealing with the recovery and identification of plant remains from geological context. Example, fossil plants are also covered by this code of nomenclature. You can see a leaf on a stone as a fossil, and here a skeleton of the dinosaur. Okay, museum. What is museum? There are many museums here in biology. We have museums to preserve the plant and animal species specimens to study and for reference. Okay, so specimens are preserved in a jars filled with preservative solutions. Animal and plant specimens may also be preserved as dried specimen also. Okay, so insects are preserved in the insect boxes after collecting, killing, and pinning it. Okay, larger animals like birds and mammals are stuffed and preserved. Museums often have a skeleton of the animals too. Okay, you might have seen in many movies. Okay, the specimen. This is a specimen. It was collected in a. This is the preservative solution. In that, the organisms are being preserved. Okay, biological gardens. There are almost 103 national parks in India and almost 72 zoological parks. Okay, parks called as zoos. Okay, those are there. India is the third largest, highest number of national parks in Asia after China and Thailand. So first is China, second is Thailand, and third one is our India. We are ranking at the third place. Okay, India has the largest zoo at Aringar Anna Zoological Park, Chennai. Okay, the smallest zoo is located at Maharajappa Zoo. Okay. Uh, Next is the largest botanical garden, Indian Botanical Garden in Howrah, Kolkata. It was formerly known as Royal Botanical Garden or Calcutta Botanical Garden. National Botanical Garden is located in Lucknow. Okay. In worldwide, I mean internationally, we have a largest park called Greenlands National Park, and the smallest park is Mill Ends Park in USA. There are many sanctuaries. Largest wildlife sanctuaries in India is Kaziranga National Park, located at Assam. Smallest wildlife sanctuary in the world and in India is Boar Tiger Reserve. It is located in Maharashtra. So Royal Botanical Gardens, Kew, England is the famous park. Okay. So this is the regional museum of natural history of Mysore. So there are many pictures which shows the location of these sanctuaries or museums, etc. So it is the Rajiv Gandhi Museum of National History, Rajasthan, Natural History Museum in Trivandrum, Kanna Museum, Kanna or Kanna National Park at Madhya Pradesh, Regional Museum of Natural History at Bhubaneswar, Natural History Museum Chandigarh, Bengal Natural History Museum Darjeeling, India's largest zoo is Aringaranna Zoological Park Chennai, India's smallest zoo Maharaj Zoo at Nagpur, world's largest zoo, this is what Greenlands National Park. Okay, it's the world smallest mill park named Millen. Okay, Royal Botanical Garden, Kew, England, National Botanical Garden in India, the Great Banyan Tree that is located in Kolkata, Kaziranga National Park, the largest wildlife sanctuary. You can see here. Okay, this is the Boar Tiger Reserve, the smallest wildlife sanctuary in world as well as in India. So these are the endangered animals in India: Bengal tiger, Asiatic lion, snow leopard, black buck, red panda, one-horned rhinoceros, the Nilgiri tahr, Kashmiri red stag, lion-tailed macaque, Indian bison. These are the endangered species. Coming to herbarium. What is herbarium? It is a collection of preserved plant specimens and associated data used for scientific study. Okay, herbarium is the place where dried and pressed plant specimens mounted on sheets which are kept systematically according to a widely accepted system of classification. To classify the plants, we are using the herbarium. Okay, so it's a water lily. The scientific name is Nymphia or odorata. Okay, you can see the leaf, flowers, stems, and the internal parts. It's a shoe flower, otherwise called as Hibiscus rosaceus as a scientific name. This is also preserved. It's a herbarium. So there are a list of herbarium in India here. Forest Research Institute located in Dehradun. Herbarium of Indian Botanical Gardens located at Calcutta. Herbarium of the National Botanical Gardens located at Lucknow. Madras Herbarium, Agriculture College and Research Institute at Coimbatore. Herbarium of the Division of Botany, Indian Agriculture Research at New Delhi. Okay, why this herbarium has to be made? Okay, what is the importance? Let us see that. So herbarium is a document the world's flora and provide a constant and permanent record for biological diversity. Okay, this role is increasingly important as the rate of habitat destruction increases and climate change precipitates rapid changes in species, ranges, and all aspects of their ecology. So this is why there is a wide importance of herbarium. Okay, so climate change ஆனாலையும் அந்த நிறைய ஹேபிட்டோட ஸ்பீஷிஸ் நிறைய காணாம போயிட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கணுன்றதுக்காக தான் ஹெர்பாரியம்ங்கிறது நம்ம ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ இன்செக்ட் பாக்ஸ் நான் சொல்லியிருந்தேன் ஏற்கனவே. Insect collecting refers to the collection of insects and other arthropods for scientific study, and it may be used as a hobby. Stamp collection மாதிரி hobby ஆகும் insect collection பண்ணணும். Because most insects are small and majority can be identified without the examination of minute morphological characters. Okay, the date, location, and condition and geography of the species must be mentioned along with the specimen. In the herbarium also it should be mentioned. Okay, so this is a insect box. In Pondicherry we have Osudu Wildlife Sanctuary and the Botanical Garden. Okay, let us get into the revision of the classwork. So father of biology is Aristotle, father of biodiversity is Edward Wilson, father of ecology is Alexander O. Humboldt, Things which can grow, move, breathe, and reproduce are called living things. Living things which are not alive are also called as organisms. Dash is the most prevalent hotspot of biodiversity in India, Western Ghats. Dash is one of the most prevalent. Okay, dash occurs when the death of the last individual in a species occur extinction. Okay. Dash is the forest cover to be maintained as per the National Forest Policy. It is 67 percentage of for hills and 33 percentage for plains. Okay, mention an animal which is now extinct. If we mention any animal which is extinct, it is a Tasmanian tiger. Dash is the basic unit of classification and taxonomy rank its species. Okay, fungi is the minimum number of species among global biodiversity. Is it true or false? False. Okay. Botanical gardens are not included under in situ conservation. Is it true? Yes, true. Kaziranga National Park is famous for having great Indian one-horned rhino. Is it true? Yes, of course. Yes. Gir forest is not the natural habitat of the Indian lion. Is it true? No, it's false. So, India's largest zoo is Aringarana Zoological Park. Is it true? Yes, true. India's smallest zoo is Maharajabad Zoo. Is it true? Yes, true. India has the largest, third highest number of national parks in Asia after China and Thailand. True. India's smallest botanical garden is Indian Botanical Garden in Howrah, located at Kolkata. Yes, true. India's smallest botanical garden is located at Indian Botanical Garden at Kolkata. Is it true? No, it is not smallest one. It is the largest one, right? So it is false. Okay. So answer for 18 is false. World's largest park is Greenland's National Park. Is it true? Yes, true. Herbarium is the herbarium of the Division of Botany, Indian Agricultural Research Institute. It is located at which place? New Delhi. Okay. So define habitat. Habitat is a place where an organism makes its home for their food. So habitat is the place where an organism makes its home for their food, protection and reproduction. Example, penguin at polar region, bird at nest. Okay. The define organism. The components are organized, which means they fit and work together. For this reason, living things are called organism. Define taxonomy. The branch of biology that deals with the study of classification of organisms is known as taxonomy. So, what is binomial nomenclature? Binomial nomenclature is the formal naming system for living things that all scientists use. Okay? It gives every species a two-part of scientific name. So specify the scientific name for human and mention the genus and species. The scientific name for human is Homo sapiens. Homo is the genus and sapiens is the species name. So need for classification is classification makes the study of organism easy. It helps us to identify the organism belonging to a group by its characteristic features, right? So you have to mention any two here. Classification, what is the need for classification? It's a 5-mark question. You have to answer elaborately. Okay, classification makes the study of organism easy. It helps us to identify an organism belonging to a group of characteristic features. It helps us to know the similarities and differences in the structure of organisms. It also helps us to understand how different kinds of organisms evolved from the simple forms by the organs being modified in different ways. Okay, so classification also enables us to understand how the different groups of organisms are interrelated. Okay, this is the level. What is the so Draw the flow chart for hierarchy of classification. This is the flow chart you have to draw like this: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Okay, write this scientific classification for human. You have to write the whole classification. Kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, class Mammalia, order Primates, family Hominidae, genus Homo, and species as Sapiens. Okay, so revise and prepare for unit test. Thank you.